Well, hello students. Welcome back to Mathematics Application Class with me, Mr. Alfie. This video is about review for the final test, and these are all the materials on that test. This video doesn't consist all the materials in our upcoming final test, but only some of them. There will be no worksheet for the meeting. Instead, I will give you time to prepare yourself for the test. If you have any question, you can contact me. Quartile divides data in 4 equal groups, are marked for Q1, Q2, and Q3. So if we order the data from the lowest at the left and the highest at the right, Q1, Q2, and Q3 divide the data in 4 groups equally. So the Q2 is equal to median, divide the data in 2 parts equally. And Q1 divide the first half of the data in 2 parts equally, and Q3 divide the second half of the data equally. Each section equal to 25%. Q1 is equal to 25th percentile, Q2 equal to the 50th percentile, and Q3 equal to 75th percentile. Let's do some examples. In order to find the quartiles, you have to arrange the data in order. For set F is already arranged in order, and that is the arrange for set G in order. As you can see, in set F there are 7 datas, and there are 8 datas in set G. First, you need to find the median or the quartile 2. Remember, the quartile 2 divide datas in 2 sections equally. So for set F, the quartile 2 is 23 because the first half is 3 datas and the other half of data is 3 also. In set G, as you can see, the line is divide the data in 2 sections equally. So at the left there are 4 datas and the right there are 4 datas. But how to find the number between 27 and 30? You need to find the average. You add the number all together and divide it by 2. That's the Q2 or quartile 2 for set G. So now how to find Q1 and Q3 in set F? So as you know, the first half of set F there are 3 datas. You divide the 3 datas in 2 sections equally. So the Q1 is 15. And for the other half, there are also 3 datas. So you divide the 3 datas equally. So the Q3 is 37. In set G, at the left, there are 4 datas. So you have to find the Q1. You divide the first half of data in 2, which means that line between 11 and 19. Find the average. You add all together and divide by 2. And to find the Q3, you also divide the other half of data in 2, which the half is between 33 and 38. You find the average and that's equal to Q3. And next, how to find interquartile range. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So for set F, interquartile range is 37 minus 15. For data G, interquartile range is 20.5. We're going to talk about average or mean. This is the symbol of mean. So the formula of mean is actually sum of data per number of data. Let's jump to the example. Find the average set of data 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you know, there are 5 data here. So the number of data equal to 5. The average or the mean equal to sum of the data. You add all the numbers together, divide by number of data. The number of data is 5. So if we add all these numbers together here, we got 15 per 5 equal to 3. So the mean of this set of data equal to 3. Next example. Consider the following set of data. These are the data. The mean is 3 actually from this set of data. Find the value of n. We don't know the value of n. So from the question we know that the mean equal to 3. So this is the formula of mean. 3 equal to, we have known the mean. Sum of the data, add all these numbers here together per 10 because there are 10 data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 numbers. So we make a cross multiplication. We multiply 10 with 3. We got 30 equal to 28 plus n. 28 is come from the sum of these numbers. So n actually equal to 2. Okay, we substitute the value of n here. Now, determine the interquartile range or IQR. As you have known, before we find the interquartile range, we have to find Q3 and Q1. In order to find the interquartile, we need to order the data like this one, from the lowest to the highest. This is the data order. Now, this is Q2 or the median, because Q2 divide the data 2 sections equally. There are 5 data here and then there are 5 data here. The first half of data we divided in 2. We got Q1, 2 in here, 2 in here. So this is the middle of the first half of data. And the second half of data, there are 5 data here. We divided in 2. 4 is the middle because there are 2 data here and 2 data here. So Q3 equal to 4 and Q1 equal to 2. Interquartile range equal to Q3 minus Q1 equal to 4 minus 2. We got that interquartile range equal to 2. Still, the same set of data. Using the 1.5 times IQR method of determining outliers, state the outliers, if any, that exist. First, we need to multiply 1.5 with IQR. 1.5 times 2 equal to 3 because we have found that the IQR equal to 2. Now, we have to find the lower border and upper border of outlier. The lower border is actually Q1 minus 3. Where this 3 comes from? From here, 1.5 times IQR. So we have found Q1 equal to 2. 2 minus 3 equal to negative 1. And then we're gonna find the upper border of outlier. The upper border is actually Q3 plus 3 plus 4 upper minus 4 the lower border. So 4 plus 3, 4 is Q3 equal to 7. So this is the set of the data. This is the lower border, is actually negative 1, and this is the upper border, 7. Negative 1 is between 1 and negative 3, and 5 is between 5 and 7. So, outside of this data, that's what you call outlier. So, the outlier is negative 3 and 10. Less than lower border, negative 3. Or more than upper border is 10. Now, we're going to learn about trigonometry for right angle. This is right angle triangle, as you can see, and this angle is beta. So, since this angle is beta, so this is the hypotenuse, is the large or the longest side, and this side is the opposite because it right in front of the angle, and this side is adjacent. By this triangle, sine beta equal to opposite per hypotenuse, cosine beta equal to adjacent per hypotenuse, and tangent beta equal to opposite per adjacent. This is a trigonometry for right angle triangle. So, let's this triangle is beta. The opposite is 6, the hypotenuse is 10, and the adjacent is x. Set the equation which you would use to calculate the unknown x. So, find the equation to find the value of x. You don't have to find the exact value, you just have to find the equation. So, based on this triangle, since this is right angle triangle, it's applied Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is tan squared equal to x squared plus 6 squared. So x squared equal to 10 squared minus 6 squared. This is the equation to find the value of x. Next, How about to find the value of beta? What is the equation that you were looking for? So, since we only know the opposite and the hypotenuse, it means we're using sine, because sine is the opposite per hypotenuse, so 6 per 10. So sine beta equal to 6 per 10. So beta equal to anti-sine of 6 per 10. You can type this in your calculator and you will find the value of beta. For this case, you only have to find the equation, so you finish here. How about this triangle? But you have to find the equation to find the value of xz. The xz is the hypotenuse. So we know the opposite and we're going to find the hypotenuse. So we're using sine. So sine 40 equal to 7 per xz. Remember, opposite per hypotenuse. So xz equal to 7 per sine 40. This is the equation to find the value of xz. Now we're going to find the exact value of x in the triangle below. So this is the angle is 35. Now we're going to find the value of x. So as you know, x is the adjacent and 20 the hypotenuse. So using cosine, because cosine is adjacent per hypotenuse. So cosine 35 equal to x per 20. So x equal to cosine 35 times 20. By calculator, you will find that the value of x equal to 16.38. That's the value of x. How about this triangle? So we're going to find the value of x. In this triangle, x is the adjacent and we know the opposite. So since we are going to find the adjacent and we know the opposite, that means we are going to use tangent. So tangent 50 equal to 10 per x, because tangent equal to opposite per adjacent. So x equal to 10 per tangent 50. So the value of x equal to 8.39. You can find this value by your calculator. Now we're going to learn about bearing. Bearing can be expressed as a certain number of degree from north in anti-clockwise. So see the blue line. The bearing of the blue line is 45 degree. 45 degree, we get this number from the north in anti-clockwise. So from north in this direction is 45 degree. How about this blue line? It's the bearing 120 degree. It's from the north again in anti-clockwise in this direction is 120 degree. So this example, two boats sail from the same spot. Boat A sails 10 km on a bearing of 50 degree and boat B sails on a bearing of 140 degree. After 2 hours, the angle formed by starting spot to ship A to ship B is 30 degree. Draw a diagram to show this fact. This is the diagram to show this fact. Okay, for both A, we know that the bearing is 50 degree. This is 50 degree from the north in anti-clockwise and 10 kilometers. For boat B is 140 degree bearing. This is 140 degree. So as you know, the angle between A and B is 90 degree. Why is 90 degree? Because it comes from 140 subtracted with 50. So this angle equal to 90 degree. So this is 90 degree. So now we're going to find the distance boat B has sailed. So we're going to find the value of x. Remember, from the problem we know that the angle that from the starting point to boat A to boat B is 30 degree. So this is 30 degree. We are going to find the opposite. Remember, this is the opposite. So since we are going to find the opposite and we know the adjacent, we are going to find with that tangent 30 degree equal to x per tan, because tan is opposite per adjacent. So x equal to tan multiple with tangent 30. So the value of x equal to 5.77 in kilometers. So this is the distance that boat B has sailed. Now we're going to find the speed of boat B. Remember, this is the distance that boat B has sailed in 2 hours. So the speed is actually as per t, as is the distance, and t is the time taken. So the speed is 5.77 per 2 hours. So the speed equal to 2.88 km per hour. I believe that you have learned about straight line, but the thing about straight line that we're going to learn in this video is how to find the equation or the rule of the line. Let's say this is a straight line, as you can see. How to find the equation or the rule of this line? First, you have to select 2 random points from this line. Let's say I choose this point A1, x1, y1. The coordinate of A1 is 2, 1, as you can see, 2 at the x-axis and 1 at the y-axis. Now I choose the other point, this point A2, x2, y2. The coordinate is 1, 0, because 1 at the x-axis and 0 at the y-axis. And this is the formula how to find the equation or the rule of a straight line if you choose 2 random points from the line. X minus x1 per x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 per y2 minus y1. Now we have found the value of x1, x2, y1, y2. Now we just simply need to substitute the value of those to this equation. And then we got that x minus 2 per 1 minus 2 equal to y minus 1 per 0 minus 2 equal to x minus 2 per negative 1 equal to y minus 1 per negative 1. After we find this number, we simply just need to cross multiplication. This number multiple to here and this number multiple to here, and we'll find that negative x plus 2 equal to negative y plus 1, and the equation is y equal to x minus 1. This is the equation of the straight line before. Now we are going to learn how to draw a straight line if only known the equation. Let's say the equation y equal to negative x plus 3. The first thing that we need to do, we have to make a table, and then we choose some number from x-axis. In this example, I choose 0, 1, negative 1, and 2. Why does I choose these numbers? Because it's a small number, and small number make a calculation easier. So, for x equal to 0, I will substitute the value of x to this equation in order to find the value of y. So y equal to 3. It comes from this. I substitute 0 to this equation, so I'll find 3. So if you substitute value of x equal to 1 or negative 1 or 2, this is the number that you will find. It comes from this calculation. If you substitute the value of x equal to 1 to this equation, you'll find y equal to 2, and then if x equal to negative 1, y equal to 4, and if x equal to 2, y equal to 1. Based on these tables, we can construct the straight line because each pair of these represent a point, the coordinate of a point. So this is the straight line that constructed by connecting all of these points. So this is a straight line for this equation. In fact, you just need minimum 2 points to construct a straight line, but in this example, I have 4 points. Now, we have known that this line, the rule is y equal to negative x plus 3. Does point n, 4, 2, lie on the line y equal to negative x plus 3? Let's prove it. So, if point n 4, 2, it means x equal to 4 and y equal to 2. So now we're going to substitute the value of x equal to 4 to this equation. Are we going to find y equal to 2? If y equal to 2, it means this point M lies on this line. So we substitute x equal to 4. So y equal to negative 4 plus 3. So y equal to negative 1. It means y is not equal to 2 and does not lie on the line. Because when we substitute x equal to 4, we will not find the y equal to 2. Geometrically, we can simply just draw point N 4, 2 and it is here. As you can see, this point is not lies on this line. Now, we're going to find the gradient of a straight line. How to find a gradient? First, you just need to choose two random points that lies on the line that you're going to find the gradient of. So, I choose point A1 and A2. The coordinate of A1 is 2, 1 and A2 is 1, 0. So, the formula of a gradient of a straight line is y2 minus y1 per x2 minus x1. You simply need to substitute all the value of this and you'll find that 0 minus 1 per 1 minus 2 equal to negative 1 plus equal to negative 1 per negative 1 equal to 1. So the gradient of this line is 1. How about this line? Still, we need to choose two random points. I choose P1 and P2, and then this is the coordinate of P1 and P2, 1, 2 and 3, 0. The gradient, this is the formula. You simply need to substitute all the value and it will find that the gradient of this line equal to negative 1. Now we're going to find the intercept in y-axis. For example, y equal to x minus 1. This is the rule or the equation of a straight line. Now we're going to find the intercept in y-axis on this equation. So intercept in y-axis, it means x always equal to 0. Remember, intercept in y-axis, x is always equal to 0. So we substitute the value of x equal to 0 to this equation. You'll find that the value of y equal to negative 1. So the coordinate of intercept in y-axis is 0, negative 1. As you can see, this is the line y equal to x minus 1. So this point is actually the intercept in y-axis. And the coordinate of this point is 0, negative 1. How about this line, y equal to negative x plus 3? Intercept in y-axis is always x equal to 0. We substitute the value x equal to 0 to this equation. You'll find that y equal to 3. So the coordinate of intercept in y-axis is 0, 3. Or in geometrically, you can see this is the point of intercept in y-axis in this line. So the coordinate of this point is 0, 3.
Piecewise defined relationship. A piecewise defined relationship is a function defined by at least two equations or pieces, each of which applies to a different part of domain. What is domain? Domain is all the numbers in x-axis, and then this is the piece of this piecewise defined. This piecewise defined, this function has three straight lines, so it forms by three different straight lines. In order to find the function, you have to define each equation and domain of these three straight lines. So let's choose this as the first line. So the domain is start from negative 1 to this number because the line is start from here to here. This is an error. It means it is not finished here. It is infinite. So start from negative 1 and all the numbers that less than it. So x less than or equal to negative 1. So the equation of this line is y equal to x negative 2. Where this equation comes from, as you can see, in order to find the equation of this straight line, you have to pick 2 points that lie in this line. For example, the first point I choose negative 1 comma 1, negative 1 here, and the second I choose negative 2 comma 0 in this one. And the formula is x minus x1 per x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 per y2 minus y1. I have already told you at the previous meeting about this one. So you just need to substitute the value of x1, x2, y1, y2 to this formula, and you will find that y equal to x minus 2. This is why the equation y equal to x minus 2. How about the second? This is the second. Let's assume this is the second. The second line. The domain start from negative 1 to 1, as you can see here. X greater than or equal to negative 1, less than equal to 1. And the equation y equal to 1. Since this is horizontal line. How about this one? As you can see, this is also narrow. It means this line doesn't finish here. It is infinite. So the domain starts from 1 and every number bigger than that. So the domain is x greater than or equal to 1. And the equation equal to y equal to 4x minus 3. You got this equation also from this formula, the same way to get it. How about this piecewise defined? It is also has 3 straight lines. So you have to define each domain and each equation. Let's assume this is the first one. As you can see here, this is also narrow. It means the line doesn't finish here. It is continue until infinite, negative infinite. So the domain start from negative 1 and every numbers that less than that. So x less than or equal to negative 1. How about the equation? So this is horizontal line. So the equation y equals to negative 3. Let's assume this is the second line. The domain start from negative 1 till 2. So x greater than or equal to negative 1, less or equal to 2. But as you can see here, there is a filled dot at the edge of this line. The filled dot means we're using equal here because this is 2. We use equal the same way like this one. So how about the equation? The equation is y equal to 2x minus 1, the same formula as I taught you before. And how about this one? One of the edge of this line is empty dot. As you can see, this is narrow. That means the line doesn't finish here. This is infinite. So the domain starts from 2 to every number that bigger than that. So the domain is x greater than 2. Since this is an empty dot, we don't use equal here, only greater than. If it is filled dot, we use equal. If it is empty dot, we don't use equal. And the equation is y equal to 3 minus x. You also use the same formula. How about this piecewise defined? As you can see, there are 4 straight lines. So in order to define this function, you have to find each domain and each equation of those lines. So let's start with this one. This is the line that both its edges are empty dot. So the domain start from negative 4 until negative 2. But we don't use equal here, so the domain is x greater than negative 4 less than negative 2. We don't use equal here because this is empty. And the equation for this line, since this is horizontal, is y equal to negative 3. How about this one? The domain of this line is start from negative 2 until negative 1, but one of the edge is empty dot and the other is filled dot. So the domain is x greater than or equal to negative 2 less than negative 1. The negative 2 is a filled dot. It means we use equal here, and the negative 1 is empty, then we don't use equal here. Okay, and the equation of this line is y equal to negative x minus 3. How about this one? This line, the domain of this line is start from negative 1 until 1, but remember one of the edge is filled dot and the other is empty. So the domain is x greater or equal to negative 1 and x less than 1. This is the filled, this is the equal, this is an empty, this is not an equal. And the equation of this straight line is y equal to 5x minus 3 per 2. Next, how about this line? This is an arrow. That means this line doesn't stop here. This is infinite. So the domain start from negative. The domain start from 3 and all the numbers are greater than that. But this is filled. So the domain is x greater than or equal to 3. We're using equal because this is filled dot. And the equation is y equal to 7 minus x. And remember, use the formula that I have told you before. Okay, based on this one, state the correct value of y if it exists for these x values. The first one, for x equal to 4, we're going to find the value of y if x equal to 4. X equal to 4, we make a straight line and it will touch this equation. So in order to find the value of y if x equal to 4, we use this equation, this straight line. So we bring another line here to the y-axis, so the value of y equal to 3. Or you simply just substitute the value of x to this equation, or you can use this graph. Next, how about the value of x equal to negative 2? What is the value of y? Negative 2 is here. If you make a straight line, it will touches through these straight lines, this line and this line. So which one that we're gonna use to define the value of y? We only, since negative 2 is also the edge of both of the line, we only use the edge that filled. So in order to find the value of y, we use this equation. Okay, so if the value of x equal to 2, the value of y equal to 1, as you can see here. Next, how about x equal to 2? What is the value of y? 2. 2 is here, x equal to 2. And if we drag any straight line, it will not touches any of this line. It means we can't find value of y because y is not defined.
This is the triangular prism. It's constructed by 2 triangles and 1, 2, 3 rectangular. How about the cylinders? This is the cylinder and this is the net of the cylinder. There are 2 circles and 1 rectangular that actually construct the cylinder.
this is the height, and actually this side is the perimeter of the circle. How about the pyramid? Let's say this is rectangular pyramid, and this is the net of rectangular pyramid. This is the base, and this is also the base. Actually, the rectangular pyramid constructed by 1 rectangular and 4 triangles. Let's say this line is actually this line. How about cone? This is the base of the cone, and this is the net of the cone. It's constructed by 1 circle and 1 curvy plane. Let's say this is the L. This is the L. So the area of circles is pi r square. So the curved surface is pi r L. So the surface of the cone is actually pi r L plus pi r square. This is why this formula comes from. And how about sphere? Sphere with r radius, the formula of surface area is actually 4 pi r square. And about hemisphere, this is dr. The formula of surface area of hemisphere is 3 pi r square. Now let's jump to the example. This example is actually example 2 from page 135 on your book. Find the surface area of the solid body's disk. This is hemisphere, and the radius is 20 centimeter. We know that the formula of surface area of hemisphere is 3 pi r square. We have known that the r is 20. So the surface area equal to 3 times pi times 20 square. So we got that the surface area is actually 3,770 centimeters square. It's quite easy. Next example. Find the surface area of triangular prism of height 12 centimeter. The base of the prism is an isosceles triangle below. So this is isosceles triangle. It means each and every side of this triangle is equal. It's 10 centimeter. So the height is actually 12 centimeter. We need to make a sketch. Like this is the height. Okay, so the height actually 12 centimeters. So in order to find the surface area of this triangular prism, we need to figure out the net. And this is the net. This is 10 centimeter from the triangle, and this side is 12 centimeter from the height. So this net of triangular rectangular, let's break it down. Let's discuss about the triangle first. This triangle is actually from this triangle. We know that this is a isosceles triangle, which means each side is 10. So in order to find the area of this triangle, we have to know the heights. Let's say the height is A. So this is 5 because this is a half of this side. So in order to find A, we use Pythagoras theorem, which means A equal to square root of 10 square minus 5 square equal to 8.7 centimeter. You can check this number by your calculator. And then we can find the surface area of the triangle prism. Surface area equal to area of the triangles. Actually, there are 2 triangles, this one and this one, plus the area of the rectangles. There are 3 rectangles, 1, 2, and 3. So the surface area equal to 2 times the area of the triangle, 10 times 8.7 per 2. Base times the height
is 8.78 per 2, plus 3 multiplied by the area of rectangles, 10 times 12 from this side multiplied with this side. So, using your calculator, you'll find the number that surface area equal to 447 centimeter square. There are so many kinds of bar chart. The bar chart classify as how many bar in one category. Some of them are singular bar chart, and then there is a double bar chart. So, how to read a bar chart? Like this singular bar chart, this bar is represent the tourist arrival in 1000 at 2000. There are 250 tourists. That's how you rate the singular bar chart. How about the double bar chart? You can see the data classified by colors. So the blue is represent July and the red represent August. You can see in here. So at the first week of July, there are 500s. The first week of August is 800. And you can see at the second week, third, and the fourth. So, like this example, some students were surveyed that how many novels they owned. Girls are grabbed in blue and boys in red. As you can see, it's classified by colors. Now, the total girls. You can find the total girls based on this bar chart. The number of girls that have 0 novel is 6. And there is 9 girls that own only 1 novels. There are 8 girls that own 2 novels, and so on, so on, and so on. So, how to find the total girls? You have to add these all numbers together. You'll find that the total girls is actually 35. How about the boys? You pay attention at the red bar because the boys represent in red. So the total boys, you add all these numbers together, you will get 22. Now, what is the common numbers of novel owned by girls? As you can see, the highest bar for the girls is 9. It's actually at 1. So, the girls' mode is 1. How about the boys? As you can see, boys represent in the red bar. This is the highest red bar. So, the boys' mode is actually 3. Which gender has the lower median? As you can see, this is the list of how many students own the novels. We can represent this in table. 0 novel, there are 6 girls. 1 novel, there are 9 girls. 2 novels, 8 girls. And you can also represent the boys in table here. 1 novel, there are 3 boys, and so on, so on, and so on. Now, in order to find the median of each girls and boys, you have to find the cumulative. So start from 6, the frequency. 6 plus 9 equal to 15. 15 plus 8 equals 23, and so on down here. And you can do the same trick to find the cumulative of the boys. As you can see, the total is 35 because there are 35 girls, and the total boys is 22 because there are 22 boys. So the median of the girls, 35, the total girls per 2 is actually 17.5 data. That's the median, and the median for the boys is actually 11 data. So as you can see, this is the row for the median of the girls. So this is the row for the median of the boys. The median of the girls is actually 2, and the median of the boys is actually 3. Which one is lower? So the median of lower based on gender is girls, because girls' median is 2 and boys' median is 3. Next, determine the total novels that owned by the students. As you can see, X is represent the sum of novel that owned by students, and F is the frequency. So the students that have 0 novels are 6. So
the total is 0. You multiply 0 and 6, you got 0. The novel that owned by girls, that actually one novels, is actually 9. There are 9 girls that own one novel. It means each of 9 girls have one novel. So the total novels is 9 times 1 equal to 9. How about this one? The total girls that have 2 novels is 8. There are 8 girls that actually have 2 novels each. So 8 students, each student have 2. So the total is 16. 8 times 2, the total novel that owned by these 8 girls. How about these 3 girls? These 3 girls own each 3 novels. So 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. And 5 times 5 is 25. So the total novel that owned by girls is, you add all these numbers together, you will find 75. How about the boys? You do the same. 2 students each have 0 novels, so the total novels is 0. 3 boys have each of them 1 novel. It means there are 3 novels. 5 boys, each of them have 2 novels, so the total novel is 10. You add all these numbers together, you got 58. So the total novel that owned by the students that got surveyed is 75 plus 58 equal to 133. Next, determine the mean of novels that owned by girls. Let's say this is the X, the novel that owned by students, and this is the F, the frequency of students. We're talking about girls here. So this is the total. F times X, you multiply each row, and then you find the sigma, or the total, or the sum of F. The frequency is 35 because there are 35 girls, and then the sum of the sigma F dot X, or F times X, is 75. You find 75 from adding these all numbers together here, and then the X bar, or the mean, equal to sigma of F dot X per sigma of F, equal to 75 per 35 equal to 2.14. This is the mean, or the average, of novel that owned by girls. Next, determine the percentage of boys who own 4 novels. 4 novels. How many boys that have 4 novels is actually 3. The number of boys who own 4 novels. And then the number of total boys is 22. The percentage is 4 per 22 times 100 equal to 18.2%. I hope you still remember how box and whisker plot looks like. This is box and whisker plot looks like. This is the whisker. It's the minimum value and the maximum value, and then the box, it's represent Q1, Q2 or the median, and Q3. Remember, each part is actually 25% from the minimum to Q1, from Q1 to Q2, and so on and so on. So for Q1 is actually 25% of the data. For Q2 is 50% of the data, because Q2 is the median. Divide the data in 2 equally. And Q3 is actually 75% of the data. In chemistry experiment, the volume in centimeter cube of a gas produced under different conditions are measured. This is the volume of gas produced represented in box and whisker plot. As you know, this is the minimum value, this is Q1, this is Q2 or the median, this is Q3, and this is the maximum. Now, state the median of the volume. As you know, the median is Q2, so Q2 equal to 24. Find the range of the volumes of the gas. You know that the range is actually the maximum, subtract it with the minimum. So the maximum is 27 and the minimum is 21. So the range is 27 subtracted with 21 equal to 6. Find the interquartile range of the volumes of the gas. You know that interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 24.5 and Q1 is 23. So the IQR equal to 1.5. How to multiply two matrices? For example, let's A times B. Multiplication between A and B is multiplication between two matrices, matrix 2, 3 and negative 1, 1. The first step is you move the second matrix upward. So you move matrix negative 1 and 1 upward. Then you put line to help you work this multiplication, like this example. So we have 4 spots to fill with numbers. Now we're gonna work from the first row at the first matrix with the first column at the second matrix. So 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. We put that number in that spot. Next, we still stick in the first row at the first matrix, but we move on to the second column at the second matrix. So 2 times 1 equal to 2. You put 2 in that spot. Now we can move on to the second row at the first matrix, 3. So 3 multiple with the first column at the second matrix. 3 times negative 1 equal to negative 3. You put negative 3 in that spot. And we move on to the second column at the second matrix. 3 times 1 equal to 3. You put 3 in that spot. Now, how to multiply matrix B and matrix C? As you can see, dimension of matrix B is 1 by 2 and dimension of matrix C is 2 by 2. As I said before, the step is you need to move the second matrix upward. And then you put line to help you to multiply that matrices. This multiplication is quite different with the multiplication that we did before, but it's still multiplication between row with column. First, we multiply the only row in the first matrix with the first column at the second matrix. Each of them, which the row and the column, has 2 elements. Now, we multiply the first number at the row with the first number at the column. So negative 1 times 2 equal to negative 2. And then we multiply the second number at the row with the second number at the column. 1 times 0 equal to 0. And then we add those two numbers together. Negative 2 plus 0 equal to negative 2. Now we multiply the row with the second column. We do exactly the same way like the previous. We multiply the first number at the row with the first number at the column. Negative 1 times negative 2 equal to 2. And then the second number at the row with the second number at the column. 1 times 1 equal to 1. We add all those numbers together. 2 plus 1 equal to 3. That number goes to that position. Now we're going to multiply 2 by 2 matrix with 2 by 2 matrix. For example, matrix C, 2, negative 2, 0 and 1. We can multiply matrix C with matrix C equal to C squared. So how to do that? Let's check this out. The way we multiply 2 by 2 matrix with 2 by 2 matrix is quite similar with the previous work that we have done before. It's also row times column. Let's start with the first row with the first column. So we multiply the first number at the row with the first number at the column. So 2 times 2 equal to 4. And then the second number at the row with the second number at the column. Negative 2 times 0 equal to 0. And then we add those numbers together. 4 plus 0 equal to 4. And 4 goes to that position. Now, we're still in the first row but move on to the second column. We multiply 2 with negative 2 equal to negative 4, and then negative 2 with 1 equal to negative 2. So negative 4 plus negative 2 equal to negative 6, and negative 6 goes to that position. Now we move on to the second row. We multiply the second row with the first column. 0 times 2 equal to 0, and 1 times 0 equal to 0. 0 plus 0 equal to 0. You put that number in that position. And then we multiply the second row with the second column. 0 times negative 2 equal to 0, plus 1 times 1 equal to 1. 0 plus 1
equal to 1, and 1 goes to that position.